Hello and welcome to Team PokeMart, your one-stop shop for the things that you need to stop and/or shop for. And today's special comes in the form of this fancy coupon, which activates anytime you purchase one of our featured line of Pokemon, at which point you will be issued with a mandatory subscribe button for free, the pressing of which will allow you to receive regular Pokemon content and other fantastic Team PokeMart bargains delivered straight into your YouTube feed. But continuing on today, we're going to be observing some of our new feature stock, which comes to us in the form of our fiery friends of the Charmander line. Currently, we have received a surplus of them since they have and always will be a quote-unquote hot item, see what I did there, in the world of Pokemon. So let's take a few moments to better understand the companion you are surely going to grab, lest other trainers ask if you have been living under a rock type. Charmander is a pure fire type Pokemon introduced within the first generation, resembling something of a lizard with a rather concerning fire enveloped around its tail. Its striking blue eyes stand out amidst its primarily orange body and cream-colored stomach, and it also sports some incredibly sharp claws, allowing it to know the move Scratch straight away. Much like how our human babies are born with fingernails, however the only moves they know right off the bat are Cry and Struggle, making the Charmander investment a much more appealing proposition than simply procreating yourself. Charmander's name comes from a combination of Char, which means to burn, and Salamander, a member of the amphibian family, and the Japanese is fairly similar, being Hitokage, he meaning fire, and Takage meaning lizard. And as you'd expect, or not, I really don't know what your expectations are, but this Charmander's tail is all but decoration, and in fact is actually integral in understanding a Charmander's health and temperament, as the stronger the fire burns, the healthier a Charmander will be. And if it is erupting, then your Charmander is almost certainly angry, which you will have more than likely noticed by then because your entire body will be covered in fire as well. Ah yes, the cleansing flames of a Charmander. Charmander are very independent, and although you will most certainly be purchasing one from us here at Team PokeMart, they can also generally be found in hot areas such as volcanic cliffsides and caves. However, if you are a less than adventurous person, then never fear, because Charmander are lovable and often given out as starter Pokemon in the Kanto region, meaning that even a filthy rookie trainer can use them fairly easily so long as they stay diligent. And Charmander are most often selected for their good special attack and decently fast speed, which makes sense because they are orange after all, and orange is a close relative of red, which is important because red makes everything go faster. So it only stands to reason that orange would increase speed as well, just not quite as much as red. But these powerful mons are only the tip of the rapidly melting iceberg, however, as with enough love, care, and vicious monster battling, at level 16 you will experience the wonder of evolution and find yourself with a tough, steadfast Charmeleon. Though Charmeleon at first glance don't look too terribly different from Charmander, apart from its markedly more rebellious and downright insubordinate attitude, there are things to note about its appearance. For example, it now has longer arms for improved scratchings. Additionally, it features triangular narrow eyes as opposed to rounded ones, a red body instead of its previous orange, thus being faster as mentioned before, and a pointed tip thing on the back of its head. A little bit more ambiguous than Charmander's name, Charmeleon is likely just the combination of Char, once again to burn, and a chameleon, an animal of the reptile family. The Japanese name also gives the reptile family some more love, as its name is Lizardo, which is almost certainly blatantly stolen from the English word lizard. And you know, it really seems as if this line can't really seem to decide. Is it a lizard? I mean, surely it must be based on a chameleon. But wait, what of Charmander? Because salamanders are amphibians and chameleons are reptiles. Curious, but not curious enough. So moving along, this Pokemon will pose a problem to trainers who are more laid back and or just crap in general, as Charmeleon are incredibly ferocious and will always be on the lookout for something that can challenge them. In fact, even under the command of a trainer, they harbor almost instinctual feelings of aggression, though once battle is over, they do tend to calm down. And while Charmeleon are a bit much for some trainers to handle, it is definitely worth the effort once you've leveled them up to the wonderful realm of 36, where before your eyes it will evolve once again into the full-on flying force that is Charizard. And here we are, trainers. Your once tiny, cute little Charmander has evolved into a draconic beast, wielding sharp claws and massive teal-colored wings that allow this once grounded lion the miracle of flight, as well as the ability to attack by quite literally cutting through the air. Though Charizard can fly, and it often does, it still generally walks in bipedal style in order not to exhaust its energy. And as you'd expect, our once pure fire type now sports a secondary type in the flying arena. Charizard itself is also quite the unit, weighing in at almost 200 pounds, which its wings carry with ease, and is able to fly to altitudes of 4,600 feet. And such feet are quite the feat indeed, until you realize that in the original Red and Blue, Charizard actually couldn't learn fly for reasons, making its original wings nothing but glorified decoration. Charizard's name does of course continue the familiar trend of coming from Char and likely lizard, while the Japanese name is Lizardon, which may be a combination of once again the English word for lizard, blatantly stolen, and then potentially dragon or don, the latter of which is an ancient Greek word for tooth and is commonly commonly used in various dinosaur names. And while not a dragon type under normal circumstances, being reflected in Charizard's name based on appearance does make total sense. Think of it this way, it's kind of how like Pineco looks like a pine cone but is in fact a bug and not a pine cone. That is Charizard's existence, a significantly more successful Pineco. And of course it should go without saying that Charizard is one of the most popular Pokemon to ever grace the series. People of all ages love Charizard for how cool it looks, its attacks, and also how noteworthy it is in the anime and the manga. And while it is our, or more accurately my, job at Team PokeMart to talk about all of the facets of the Charmander line, it would simply be exhausting to talk more about Charizard's wild popularity and history, and so I won't. Haha. But something very interesting now, because through unnatural means, Charizard can actually evolve itself a step further into its Mega form, although this is only temporary. And while most Mega Pokemon have a singular form, Charizard is unique in that it can evolve into either Mega Charizard X or Y, depending on the stone it holds. Mega Charizard Y evolves using Charizardite Y, and it basically results in Charizard gaining a bit more weight, as we all tend to do in the later stages of our lives. But it also has far wider wings, a longer tail, and in addition it gains a set of wing-like protrusions from its arms, as well as pointed spikes on its tail and an additional longer spike on the back of its head thing. This Mega evolution focuses greatly on improving Charizard's naturally good special attack, as well as giving it more special defense, making him an all-around special boy. Conversely, giving your Charizard the other stupidly named substance, the one with X in it, will evolve them into a Mega Charizard X, which is much more different from the original to say the least, with an entirely different appearance, almost resembling an alternative, shiny take on the original, showing us a black body, sharper wings, and blue flames surrounding its tail, as well as seeping out of its mouth, like some sort of guardian hellbeast. An adorable guardian hellbeast, but still a hellbeast nonetheless, and they are not to be trifled with, take my word for that. Mega Charizard X is also bulkier and stronger on the physical side, getting a boost in both attack and defense, no longer being special, which is sad. However, the largest and most appropriate change comes from its shift in type, turning its original fire flying features into a fire dragon dual type. And thus my dream has come true once we reach this mega stage, because I have always known deep down that Charizard was really a dragon, as I sobbed quietly looking at Vibrava or Shelgon for years and years, wondering how they were more of a dragon than my dearest orange but now blue lizard friend Charizard. I believed in you, buddy. I believed in you. And if you thought Mega Charizard X was unique in its appearance, then things are about to heat up. Oh, I'm so good at this. When you see this absolute unit of Pokemon being Gigantamax Charizard, taller than an entire stadium in Galar, Gigantamax Charizard keeps its basic physique, but its wings, neck, and horned protrusions are now set ablaze, thus signaling the beginning of the Dragon Apocalypse. And whilst we don't sell either Mega Stones or Gigantamax wristbands here at Team PokeMart yet, although we are working on it through various, shady means, but we are still happy to inform you of how best to prepare yourself once you've purchased your Charmander. Now, I've already mentioned that the Charmander line is very popular and has seen a wide array of trainers and even masters using it, so let's get a little more in depth, and starting with someone who is definitely not a master and is only technically classified as a trainer. One of Ash's titular party members from the very beginning of the anime's debut was a Charmander, found in the episode Charmander, the Stray Pokemon. And in this installment, Ash found a lizard on a rock and wanted it to join his own team. However, what we quickly discovered is that Charmander already had a trainer who had instructed him to wait on said rock for his return. And spoiler alert, that trainer was a dick. And Ash, enraged by Mr. Dick's utter dickery, then traveled back to the spot to find a very weak Charmander and saved it, thus proving to Charmander that there are others much more willing to be its friend and treat it with the admiration and love it deserves. And Ash's Charmander was the only one of the 3 starter Kanto Pokemon he would obtain to evolve into its final form, though he did have a demonstrably hard time training both Charmeleon and Charizard, as both of them were quite aggressive and completely uninterested in listening to Ash, though his Charizard would become an invaluable member of the team, and it did go on to be featured in key media such as Pokemon the first movie and Pokemon the movie 2000. Now, in the Electric Tale of Pikachu, Ash is stated to own a Charmander, however it is unclear where it came from outside of Ash just catching it himself, which this is Ash we're talking about, so I don't know about that. Meanwhile, in many people's eyes, one of the greatest trainers of all time, Red, had picked a Charmander when his journey first began as seen in Pokemon Origins, and although he was only a fledgling trainer just starting out, he had a strong sense of determination to be the best possible, and unlike Ash, he actually did it. Though Charmander was seen as weaker than Blue Squirtle at the very beginning of Origins, once Red learned that this was due to them needing to work together and understand each other, his Charmander would go on to evolve into his signature Pokemon, becoming both incredibly powerful as well as even able to access a Mega Evolution later in the series. Also, it may be worth noting that Red and Gold and Silver also had a Charizard as well as the rest of the starters, and stood as the final challenge for the player trainer to finish the game. Some more fun facts about the Charmander line. Richie's Charmander, as seen in the anime, is named Zippo, a nod to the real-life Zippo lighters, thus laying the foundation for Richie's future as a prolific chain smoker. Charizard was the first Pokemon to appear in the anime for Japanese audiences. However, outside of Japan, the opening to the show was changed to feature Mewtwo instead, for reasons that are unknown to me and probably unknown to you as well, because if you knew everything, then you'd be making these videos, not me. As mentioned, Charmander has part of Salamander in its name, and in fact, Charmander's entire being was likely based on the mythical Salamander, made notable in the 16th century, back when people were even dumber than they are now. Although to be fair, flushing toilets were invented in the 16th century, so that's something, I guess. Though you can have both a male and female Charmander, your chances of getting a male far outshine that of a female, as Charmander have a whopping 87.5% chance of being a dick wielder. Charizard, along with Venusaur and Blastoise, would end up being the only starter Pokemon to appear on the game's box art for the mainline Pokemon games, as all other box art showcase the generation's legendary Pokemon, or Pikachu and Eevee, both of whom are adorable. And finally, a truly useless fact, a biology master's student from Canada once named one of 8 different species of bee he discovered after Charizard. The bee in question is known as the stem nesting Charizard, aka the chili collar Charizard. So there you go. I suppose you can now quite literally catch a Charizard. But there you have it, an extensive overview of our newest stock here at Team PokeMart. So please do stop by, give me lots and lots of money, and pick up a Charmander for yourself. But please do also make sure to stop by just to say hi, which you can do in the comments below. And if you're interested in some of our other merchandise, then please do click these tantalizing linkies over here. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel for regular updates on our new stock. But for now, this has been Team PokeMart, and I'll see you next time.